All set? I don't know. Want to call the Lerner Board meeting to order for Wednesday, July 9, 2025. First item on the agenda is a roll call. Nancy?
Good morning. We do have a quorum in the council chambers at this time with 4 members. Gary Boyne.
Here.
Diana Lawson.
Here.
Dinah Harris. Everybody make sure your microphone is close by, please. And Jamie Arcee.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, we do have 3 members that are not with us, and that's Dallas Burgel, Carrie Berghoff. Help me. Who else are we missing?
Fran.
And Fran Bowie. Thank you. But we're quorum.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any changes or additions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of June 11, 2025?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any changes or additions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adopted. Treasurer's report. Michelle Adams, I see ya.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, so for the year to date, January through May, gross profit for the theater is showing just over $405,000 compared to last year of $371,000. One item I do want to note with that, and maybe we present this slightly different, but one item that is inflating the year-to-date numbers is there was $100,000 provided from Friends of the Lerner for the 100-year celebration, along with $50,000 from ECCBB. So there is an additional $150,000 of donations that, from a comparative perspective, is increasing those numbers, and it's currently on the detailed report showing in that grants and other funding. I did want to highlight that. Otherwise, year to date, the net operating is showing an income of almost $21,000. That is a decrease from last year, but just about $72,000. Otherwise, continuing to remain under budget on items. There were 8 shows. So there's the month of May was pretty busy. So other than that, any questions?
Nothing stands out to you at this point of concern from what you've seen?
Overall, I will say.
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Sorry, I think my mic is going out.
Or maybe it's Nancy. Can you turn up the? Okay.
I will say the ticket sales are down comparative by about 40% from last year. That is one. So from an activity level, that is one thing that we are noticing. Are that sales are down. I don't know if it's related to shows or what the story is there. That would be the main item that I would point out. Some of the commissions, those are down about 28% as well, related to the Crystal Ballroom. Otherwise, I wouldn't say from the total city expenses, I think there are some increases there, but nothing that that I would say or is alarming or anything specific to point out. Yeah, I mean, looking through there, yeah, I don't think anything. I think the biggest thing is just activity level is down.
Any questions? Anything else from anyone? Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report in place of record?
So move.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any other questions or comment? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Claim allowance docket. Do we have a motion on that?
Yeah, Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve the claims and allowance docket in the amount of $167,250.51, consisting of 5 pages printed on July the 7th, 2025 at 10:24 a.m.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Not. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Adopted. President's report, 100-year celebration. Diana, you're up.
All right. So, yes, we have had so far through this year pretty exciting things. We've really finished up the movie series. That was a great success. And as we're continuing to move on, there was an announcement yesterday we were excited about. And so our upcoming dates include November the 15th is the Friends of the Lerner Midland concert, which is going to be a wonderful concert. There's a Friend of the Learners fundraiser, November 20th. Elkhart County Symphony celebrates the 100 with Girl Named Tom. That's a free event, November 23rd. And then Friday, December the 12th through the 14th. Premier Arts, The Gift is a new musical that Craig and Premier Arts are putting together. The announcement yesterday was the Cool and the Gang and the Commodores, September 6th on the lawn. So it is a free outdoor concert, and we're really excited to see all of this come together. So a lot of things are happening. It's all going extremely well. We're so pleased to have Carl on board now and in place, and Bob on board and in place. So welcome to both of you, and we're so excited to see you here today and to be a part of this. And Megan, thank you for everything. You've been tremendous. The Lerner staff has been, I can tell you, fabulous. Stephanie, we call her the PR machine, and Craig and Premier Arts are always there and make things happen, as well as I see Dean out there too, and he's behind us all making sure that everything is working well. And so we just appreciate everything that everyone has been engaged in. I just had a conversation yesterday with Sherry. I hadn't talked to her for a while, just short conversation. Was just glad to touch base with her and see how she was doing. And Scott and Blake, everybody, we've got a great team together right now. And so what we are hoping is that we're going to activate this space in a very positive way that's really going to turn it around. And we're looking now at the future of the Lerner as we get past this 100 years. You will see this is the latest of the Lerner legend. The next Lerner legend is focusing on the renovation. And we're capturing stories that have never been captured about that process that we went through as a community and the renovation. And then in our last, which would be the fifth in the publications, is really going to focus on the future and what's the vision? What is the vision? So I had some brief conversations with Carl and Jenna and the other members of the staff, and Stephanie, of course, about how we're going to be able to tell that story. So we're going to have our first meeting about how we're going to be able to tell the story of the renovation, and then how we're going to kind of package again then what the future is looking like. So we're excited. Lots of good things are happening. It's a great team, beautiful place. How can we mess it up, right? We're not going to mess it up. It's good.
That's good news.
And if I do, I'll call Kevin.
I just want to say, I want to thank Diana for her leadership for making the 100 celebration so efficient and effective, and also the Lerner staff. I mean, it's so impressive what you all have been able to accomplish in such a short time. Thank you. I want to thank Diana. Without her leadership, I don't know how this would have happened. So,
Well deserved. Thank you.
you're actually giving Diana. Gary, you're actually giving Diana a compliment?
I try not to. You go
Make sure
ahead.
it's in the minutes.
In bold.
Thank you. Friends of the Lerner, Memorandum of Understanding. We entered, the city and the Friends entered into a memorandum of understanding regarding the city's commitment to fund the promotion of Cool in the Gang, which is scheduled for September 6, 2025. And it indicates that the Friends of the Lerner commits to sign all contracts, agreements, terms, and conditions for that event, and they will work with Lerner staff to ensure the provisions of Cool in the Gang rider are met. City agrees to provide the funding of $62,500 for the event. with FOL being essentially I don't want to say sponsor of the event, but the promoter of the event. So that's essentially the agreement. Is there a motion to ratify that memorandum of understanding?
If I can, Gary.
Yes.
Megan Irwin, Chief of Staff. Thank you for considering this MOU. We have negotiated an agreement with the Friends of the Lerner for the Cool in the Gang contract, as well as the Commodore's contract, to do the same thing. And that's been a great relationship between our legal department and the Friends in making sure that that everything that we need to accomplish is accomplishable in our time frame. I would like to ask that we make an amendment to the MOU to include the Commodores in the MOU and their deposit as well, which is $27,500, so that we can execute that agreement and send the deposit.
$27,500.
Yes, that's half of the full cost of the
So
town.
that's essentially the same memorandum of understanding, except this one would be for the Commodores at $27,500.
Yes, that's
All right.
correct.
So is there a motion to ratify the memorandum of understanding on Cool in the Gang between the city and Friends of the Lerner, and a like memorandum of understanding between the city and Friends of the Lerner on the Commodores Act at $27,500?
Can I just have one?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say it's 27,500?
That's the initial deposit, yes.
That was my question.
Yes.
And that's the same with Cool.
Yes, the 62,500 is half, so it's the initial deposit.
Okay.
I'm good. Now I understand.
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further questions
I have
or
a question.
discussion?
Are they
Yep.
keeping the stage where it is now on the green for the performance, or I see someone shaking their head. So they're going to change the setup where?
Yes, the stage will be located in the parking lot, just right behind the plaza. So it'll be turned around, so folks will be facing away from the existing stage and toward the parking lot and the stage there. Yeah.
Any other discussion or questions? If not, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The Crystal Ballroom Catering Report? Do we have one?
It's online, I think.
Here it is.
Hello.
Hello?
You heard me. Great. Although my camera the button doesn't seem. Oh wait, here we go. I'll get you a camera too, so you can. That's always exciting. June was a fantastic month at the Crystal Ballroom. So the best June we've ever had. Sometimes June's a little slower because of Jazz Festival. We lose a good wedding month, but we had 5 weekends in June, so that helped. We did about 151,000 in total revenue for June compared to 120 last year. Year to date, the ballroom's at 350,000. These are round numbers. This year to date versus 325 last year. So we're ahead of last year in the ballroom. However, concessions are at 70 versus 125 last year. So behind in concessions. But total about 25,000. So just a little bit, right? We're 5% down from last year, and like I said, all of that's concessions. So Michelle Adams' report is through May, and mine's through June. So you'll see the commission numbers are actually almost caught up with last year because we were behind after May, but we're now caught up. So
And
hopefully
the concessions, Kurt, are primarily theater concessions.
yeah, 100%. So it's
Yeah, okay.
directly related. We follow concession revenue, and concession commission follows ticket sales. So
Yep.
as you see ticket sales down 40%, you've got concessions down, not quite 40, but it just follows. Not much we can do. We have a little or no control over that. So,
Yeah.
we look at our total revenue in that room or in that space, but we also look at it broke down crystal ballroom versus concessions, because crystal ballroom's our responsibility to keep that volume up, and concessions is somebody else's. So,
Right.
but I think this fall we've got more stuff happening, and we'll hopefully we'll get on track with the shows and the ticket sales.
Right. Good. Well, we also have a big screen. May I say you're looking very well this morning.
No, no. Thank you.
Excellent report. Thank you. Any
All right.
questions or comments other than more praise for Kurt?
Kurt, your team did for the reception prior to Diana Krall. Just it was wonderful. Leah and your entire team. The food was wonderful. Everything was set up so well. We were just so proud to be in that space. Thanks for pulling that team together and giving them the direction that they need, because between them and what Craig and Premier Arts, I mean, it was a really, really special evening.
It really was. It was a great event. I, of course, missed it. Amici opening is kept me busy downtown,
Yeah,
but but I got a lot of really, really positive comments about that event, and really just generally all the events. We're getting really, really good reviews and feedback from clients. Leah's continuing to get really good feedback, including some nice feedback from a Lerner board member who I won't name, but her initials are DL. She got she's doing really a nice job, and her repeat customers are reaching out to me to let me know that she's really good to work with, which is what they most care about, right? Is that it's simple and easy, and things are done like they want it to be done. So, we tend to rise and fall based on the personality and work of the person sitting in Leah's chair, right? And so we're having a nice run right now, and it's always good with some continuity, right? So we're in our third year with her, and that's what you need. You need, the organizations to be able to work with somebody they worked with in the past and say, hey, same as last year with these two changes, and have that be an easy thing, and not have to start over and retrain the salespeople. So it's going really well there, and I'm looking forward to working with Carl and Bob. I'll do little of it, of course, but Leah and her team will. We tried to put together for last Wednesday a dinner with our team and Bob and Carl, and they're just too hectic with just getting into town, so we're rescheduling that. But we'll get together and break bread and pass on some institutional knowledge that will be different than what they get from everybody else, and get off on the right foot. But so far, so perfect. Everything's great. So
Great.
Kurt, I have a question.
okay.
How are you finding the competition from other event centers in Elkhart?
I think we're winning, to be honest. I think Crystal Ballroom is the premier space, and the only time we lose an event is if the room's not available or it's not big enough. I think that we found some challenges a couple year back with previous leadership in the Lerner, right? That it was hard because so many of the things that we do requires cooperation between the two organizations that wasn't happening, and that hurt our ability to secure business. Those days are over, and the ballroom looks good, and the food and service are good. I think, I'm biased, but I'm actually really critical. So I go to a lot of events there, and I think that we consistently provide a good product. So really, it's the only time we lose is is when the room's not available or when the room's not big enough.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.
Anything else for Kurt? Got to say, Kurt, just generally for the board as a whole, we appreciate working with you. Found it to be very, from our viewpoints, very easy to deal with issues as they arrive with you. And that's very rare that we have issues. And you guys continue to do a superb job over there. So we want to thank you
you.
for everything you've done.
Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. Do we have a Premier Arts report? We do. We do. Good morning.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
We missed you at the big event at Jazz Festival.
Exactly.
It was super fun though. That event turned out so nice, and we had such good feedback. Gary, since you weren't there, we did these live tableau kind of frames with like historic characters in them, and the crowd could converse with them, and they were able to kind of talk. As one was Harry Lerner, one was the lady who won the contest to name the Elko, and then some random. We didn't give him much to do, but he was good at it.
That's a neat idea.
So it was all good. Yeah, they were fun. It was a fun evening,
It would
and we were Leah created this beautiful 100-year floral thing that we are now able to kind of that our scene shop built that we can move around and use for different events. It's kind of a nice little picture thing. She's great to work with, and of course, we would all be remiss not to just sit down and grovel at the feet of the visitor center for all of their sponsorship for this whole thing. I mean, it's really, we would not be celebrating the way we are if it wasn't for the Elkhart County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So thank you to those folks. Put that in the minutes, will you? Thank you. I have to tell you, community engagement is the key part of what Premier Arts does, I think. And, I don't know what you're doing later this afternoon, but we're in the middle of The Little Mermaid, and Ariel is going to be giving mermaid certification classes at the Pyramid Pool. So I think, Gary, you got to get your little bathing suit on and go do that.
Fins aren't provided, right? You have to bring your own fins.
You have to bring your own fins, yeah. So that might eliminate some of us, me for sure. But isn't that fun? Like those little kids are going to get to see Ariel in costume and get their certification from her, which I think will be, kind of one of those like community things that they'll remember for forever.
Exactly.
It's
That's
kind
a
of a
good
cool
idea.
thing. Part of the 100-year celebration, there's so many things. I'm so glad that we're doing such a good job of documenting it because there's so many pieces. And I host the municipal band concerts now every Tuesday night in McNaughton Park. And last night they replayed the piece that they had commissioned from their April 27th concert at the Lerner for that crowd. And it was very, very cool. And it was really fun to watch the audience interact with that piece. So it's a piece that they had commissioned that is basically told through music and text as though the building is speaking, and through the eras of the building and through the different incarnations and the different names. And so that was a very special thing. And I was so glad that they chose to do it for that audience as well, because not everybody was here in April quite yet, like snowbirds and stuff. So that was kind of a cool thing. And, you hear it differently and you get different things from it. It was kind of a cool thing. Kelly Ryder, who is Bill Miller's granddaughter, Bill Miller, of course, owned the Elko for many years. She did the narration, so it was kind of a extra level of special, I think, for that. I don't know. I'm embarrassed to say, until I got engaged with the municipal band and started doing the hosting of it, I had never been to the municipal band. They're free concerts in McNaughton Park every week, or 10 weeks of the summer. It's over Tuesdays, yeah. Over 8 decades, that municipal band has been a part of Elkhart's rich music history. And in those I'm just super impressed with us and it, that we have that and that we've had that kind of thing. They had some out-of-town guests last night, and they spoke of the fact that he's further out west, and he goes, this is really a unique thing to the Midwest to have these kind of municipal bands. They don't have those in other parts of the country, I guess. And so that's kind of another thing that makes Elkhart special. We took our kids to New York, our ambassadors to New York, and I think there were lots of great parts of the trip, but maybe one of the best parts is we're sitting in this auditorium that Phantom of the Opera lived in for many, many, many years, and now Gypsy is performing in, and one of the kids looked at me and goes, our theater is this nice. And not everybody can say that, right? And so, they had a great experience. They got to see, they had some free time, so they all saw at least 5 Broadway shows. They had the opportunity to see up to 7 workshops with people that they saw perform in shows, and then they got the next day to meet with them and work with them and kind of get a true sense of maybe what it takes to make it or to be up there, which is kind of a cool thing. Not that many of them are going to go on other than avocationally in the arts, but appreciation is key in what we're trying to really build. But I will say there's a Broadway museum now, and the Broadway Museum, I was there in March, and then we took the kids this time, and there is a piece of Elkhart history in the Broadway Museum. And so I said, if you pick out the piece of Elkhart history in the museum, I will buy your free ticket, your extra ticket to a Broadway show. Well, I did not have to belly up to the Ticketmaster gods. They did not get it. But, and then when I told them, they were like, what? So clearly we're failing these children, but so they have a replica of the set of West Side Story in this Broadway museum. And one of the scenery pieces is Doc's, like a pharmacy, like soda shop where they all came and, hung out, right? So it's a drugstore. And on the bulletin board behind the counter was an Alka-Seltzer ad. and it was funny because Stephanie and I were there in March, and it was like the first thing we saw. So we're old and nerds, apparently. Anyway, and then finally, the last thing I'm going to tell you is that you'll be getting an invitation in the mail really soon to our annual fundraiser, which seems to morph and change all the time as people copy what we're doing, because we never want to be the same as everybody else. So in the spirit of celebrating the 100th anniversary, on September 12th, we're having a Murder on Main Street.
Oh, cool.
And so it's a murder mystery dinner theater.
So it's not an actual murder.
Well, we'll see. Depends. No, I know, I know. But it's set in 1924. Your invitation will come from Harry Lerner himself, and he's got some new talent that he wants you to come check out. And in the speakeasy fashion, you'll enter the back alley onto the stage. You'll have to have a code to get in the door, of course. Do what? Girl, until you buy a ticket, I'm not telling you. It's a fundraiser. So you start on the stage, and that's like the cocktail hour, basically, and then someone gets killed. And then the 1920s costumed police characters come in and take you to the ballroom, where they'll probably feed you as they're holding you to question you. And then by the evening's end, there'll be lots of auction items and libations of the legal sort, of course, and we'll find out who the murderer was. I mean, when I first moved here, I kind of remember hearing that Elkhart was the unsolved murder capital of the world, but that was the 80s, not the 20s, but I don't know, there are parallels. So I think that's going to be a really fun evening, and we're encouraging people to come in costume and that kind of thing. So you don't have to, but you could. So anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. Anybody got any questions for me?
A lot of stuff.
Well, usually.
That's excellent. That does sound like, that sounds like the fundraiser will be exceptional. That's
Yeah, it's
really
going to be
unique.
fun. Yeah.
That's cool.
Tanner and I went in New York. They have one that's 20s themed, and so we thought, oh well, we'll go steal it. So we went to it, or go to it and think it's lame and fix it. And so we'll be fixing it. We just got to go big or go home. So ours will be a little bigger scale, obviously, with the whole building being engaged in it. So I think it's going to be an experience that people will remember and really get into it, and maybe a little different audience than we're used to for our fundraiser, because people really like, they have them at Tippecanoe Place and some different places. They've had them at the Winchester Mansion. So I think people really like those, and if we can elevate it a little bit, which is what we'd like to try to do, I think it'll be a memorable evening, and a nod to the 100th anniversary as well.
Yeah.
So. Okay, and I'll see you at Mermaid class later, yeah?
I know, no question. Thank you very much. GM report. We have a new GM. Oh, here we go. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm the opening act for the headliner
I can
that's
see
come here
that.
from Orlando and San Diego. We just want to thank everyone for their patience and their help finding the right people to guide this new ship. And I'm really excited about the Friends of the Lerner. We've sorted out our deal. We have 5 shows booked now that they're sponsoring with us. So Ashley and her team have stepped up, and we're off and running. I think you're going to see a real diverse mixture of stuff that's coming in the Lerner that we'll be announcing in the next couple weeks. But since you're not here to see me, here are the keys, Bob.
Well, you can't be sure of that. Carl, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Carl Thompson, and I prepared a written statement this morning just so my thoughts are cohesive and together. So in the future, it may be a little bit more spontaneous. So I'd like to begin by thanking the Lerner Governing Board and the Hiring Committee for the wonderful opportunity to serve as General Manager of the Lerner Theater. This is truly an honor, and I'm thrilled to join the team during this centennial celebration. We have an exciting new chapter just waiting to be written, and I'm looking forward to an exciting future filled with outstanding world-class performances and unparalleled experiences. So now, let's get down to business. Since I arrived, I hit the floor running. I experienced the awesomeness of Jazz Fest and had a chance to meet many members of the community. I've attended several September 6th meetings as we plan for the celebration under the stars as part of the centennial celebration. And I've been working to schedule meetings with media partners to further develop our media relations. Also, we've been working with marketing to redesign our website homepage to include a scrolling marquee of upcoming shows and updated videos, adding a more extensive event calendar and a list of shows through the end of the year or longer, hyperlinks to city and local partners, and social media as well. So this is something that's on the horizon. We're currently planning this now and exciting to unveil this in the near future. And I've been working with Bob on submission of the Lerner yearly budget to the city. So we are working tirelessly. We got into this and should have something very soon, and we'll give you an update as that unfolds. So my goals as part of my role as general manager here are to be working to ensure greater visibility for the Lerner Theater in the community and in the region, working to ensure exciting and entertaining programming to meet the interest of a broad demographic of the community, fostering community partnerships across businesses and community groups, and working with the staff and board to ensure the Lerner Theater provides unparalleled service and continues to operate at its fullest potential now and for many years in the future. Again, thank you for allowing me to be part of this exciting endeavor as the story of the Lerner Theater's next 100 years unfolds. So thank you very much, and I appreciate being here today.
We appreciate you being here. Very happy you joined us, you and Bob. Hope to meet you more formally here. We've heard terrific things out of the search group, and really impressed with you guys' background and how much you bring to the table for us. And I want you to know that the board's here to be as supportive as we can be. So if stuff comes up, you need history on something, you need to wade through some political aspects of something, to anything that comes up that you think I need a little extra advice, insight, or background or something, feel free contact any of us. We're just here to help as much as we can.
Well, I would definitely let you know that you will be getting a call at some point, and I am very much interested in hearing your thoughts on not just now, but how we can chart the course for the future. I pledge, and I know that the staff as well, to give our utmost ability and skill to make the Lerner Theater prosper now and for the future. And I really appreciate hearing that. And to echo your point, we're here to support you as well. So if you have things that are on your mind that you want someone to listen to, and if there's things that we can correct or enhance or improve going forward, we're here to support you as well. Not only you, but the city and the region. So I just want to make sure that I'm able to say that to you as well, today as well.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so
Anything else?
much. Okay, all right, that was easy.
Bob, you want to come up and introduce yourself and tell us how wonderful you think the board is so far?
Well, my name's Bob Garcia. I'm Director of Finance and Events at the Lerner. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure on being here. I really want to give a lot of accolades to Sherry, Scott, and Blake. I mean, they laid the groundwork. They put the Lerner on track with events, and the momentum build is starting, and we need to ride that wave and continue that wave, and that's why we're here. I'm a big believer in arts for everyone, and finding the right arts is the key, and that's, it's important for us to be profitable and increase those revenues and help the concession side as well. We all work together, and that's one of the reasons I'm here. This is my third week, and I would probably say 85 to 90% of my time has been on the finance side, but I did confirm a show yesterday, a family show, which we'll announce in the next week or so. It's a dog animal show, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've done it before, and it's done well on the road. It's made a lot of people, a lot of venues, profitability and a lot of money. I'm still living in a hotel, unfortunately, but we're waiting on our movers to find themselves and help us out and move in. But hopefully we'll cross that bridge, if not this week, definitely next week. And I can't wait to move down the street and be able to walk to work every day.
That'd be terrific.
And if you guys have any questions for me, please go at it and call me anytime. And I will be calling you guys.
Oh, yeah,
because
please do.
I love to hear what's happened in the past and what we can do to make it better. That's important to me because we want to succeed, and we have a great staff. So it's going to be easy for us to succeed if we just all know what direction is the right direction, and that's the key.
And Diana's excellent at moving furniture around, so feel free to call her.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. It's a pleasure to have you with us, you and Carl. We really
Thank
look
you.
forward to working with you.
Me as well.
Good. New business, Lerner Theater sponsor agreement forms. Let me find. Right ahead.
Good morning. Jenna Brulette, Communications and Marketing Manager for the Lerner. This morning, we, if you haven't heard yesterday or before in this meeting, we just announced Celebration Under the Stars with Kool and the Gang and the Commodores coming for a free concert on September 6th. And first off, I want to start this conversation by saying that we are so grateful for the support of the Elkhart County CVB for making this event possible, being the title sponsor, and really coming along to give that support on the front end and be there to help us champion this really milestone event for our centennial. So I just want to put that out there. They have been an incredible sponsor this entire centennial, and just a really great partner, very engaged, and it's been great to work with their team as well. That being said, we do have some other opportunities for sponsorships and ways for different community organizations or businesses to come on board and support as part of the centennial event. Through that, we want to make sure that we are able to both document the sponsorships and the benefits that will be provided to those sponsors. And the forms that you see in front of you are a couple different iterations of how we can do that best. There's 3 different forms, but they, in essence, do the same thing, which is define the sponsor and each sponsorship type with associated benefits, and then establish a signed agreement between each sponsor and the learner, which sets forth mutual obligations and expectations in writing so that we can document their sponsorship and make sure that they get the full benefits of what they are providing.
So you need from us a motion to approve and support the sponsorship agreement forms that have been presented for the Celebration Under the Stars event, is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Do I have such a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or other discussion?
Jenna, where's the money that's being raised through sponsorships? Is that going to go to the Friends?
Currently, and Megan, please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it is going to the city of Elkhart to cover to pay for the expenses for the event.
That's correct.
Okay.
The only thing I'd like to add at this point is that we haven't talked with the CVB yet about this. And since they are the title sponsor, it just seems appropriate that they would be aware of other sponsorships, what role those sponsorships would play. I was trying to organize something. It isn't going to happen before the first part of next week. So I just want, I was the broker for the title sponsorship. I want to make sure that that we're not compromising a relationship for future investments from the CVB, or by not having this communication in place before we start any sales or promotions. I just think that's a respectful thing to do. I think any sponsor, especially a title sponsor, would want that kind of appreciation. They have invested, pretty close to $250,000 in this event. So I really feel that this is something that's very important to do. That's my position. I haven't talked to the board about it because I just found out about this. So,
Do we see the possibility that they would be listed as an
well, they
some
would
kind of
be. I mean,
category
that
anyway?
definitely is going to happen. I'm just saying, you just don't want to take someone who has invested $250,000 into an event and they aren't aware of the, the entire program because they have no information about this. They knew about table sponsors.
Okay.
This is expanded from that. I'm not saying they're going to object to it. There's not that. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. I think that's a valuable conversation to have with them prior to selling.
With that understanding.
With that understanding.
Anything else?
So how do we pass it to keep it anonymous until? I think it's a brilliant idea to raise more money. But we don't want to offend John. I don't think, I mean, I can't imagine.
At this point, we're talking about approving the forms,
That's what I'm saying.
and we aren't talking about any specific
Right.
sponsor or anything, just the form.
Right.
But I agree with you that there should be a discussion with them before we.
So essentially, we delay the rollout and the conversations with other potential sponsors until we've had
Until
that
we've had that
conversation with the
conversation.
CVB.
I'm thinking we will be able to have that conversation, the first part. They're at a conference the rest of this week. So, Monday or Tuesday, I was hoping Carl and I'd be able to pop over there and make them aware so that if
Exactly.
someone says something to them, they're like, what do you mean you're a sponsor? Good.
On that understanding, is there anything else? All those in favor of approving the forms, say aye.
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 Opposed, adopted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Additional Boca ticketing printer request. Carl, you,
Says Carl.
So yes, okay, you a little new here. So we have a request from the ticketing box office manager, Brittany, for an additional ticket printer for her office. This is at no charge to us. This is part of a Ticketmaster credit in the amount of $25,000 as part of our 5-year agreement. At this point, there has been no expenditure to that credit balance, so this would be sort of an initial request from it. The only expense to us is a $48 shipping and handling fee. So we're requesting approval because it becomes an asset to us and wanted to make sure that this is recognized, I guess, on our books. So I hope I'm speaking correctly.
motion to approve the utilization of $1,600 from the Ticketmaster credit and payment of $48 in shipping and handling for the additional bulk of tickets.
So move.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any questions or other discussion?
I had one question. Do we have a 5-year window to use up the $25,000 credit or?
We do, yes. So any other additional expenditures that have to do with hardware with the Ticketmaster system or any software, those are a part of that $25,000 credit. It's usually their equipment.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so we're, and if I recall, we're getting close to finishing year 1 here within.
So we want
have-
to be very judicious in the way that we utilize the funds, but this additional ticket printer will help with efficiency and processing.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, motion made. All in favor of utilizing $1,600 of the credit and covering $48 in shipping and handling, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Thank you, Carl.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Termination of Sherry May agreement. And, oh yeah, please.
Sure, thank you. So we had several conversations, Cher and I, about continuing her relationship and what that might look like with our staff and with the Lerner through the September 6th event to make sure that we're able to utilize her deep experience and knowledge in outdoor events as we move toward that event. So the proposal is simply to change the nature of that relationship in the contract in order to shift to an hourly basis and allow her to charge us based on the actual amount of time that she spends in August and September on that event and making sure that that's successful.
So as I understand it, the current contract would be terminated essentially by agreement as of July 31, 2025. Is that right?
That's correct, and the new version would start in August.
Is there a motion to authorize the Lerner Governing Board President to sign the termination of contract agreement with Sherry May to end the current contract as of July 31, 2025?
So move.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any other questions or discussion? Not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Thank you. Of Sherry May agreement for consulting services on the 100th anniversary celebration. You want to talk to that as well, or did you just? Okay. So this is a matter of authorizing the Lerner Governing Board President to execute the agreement between city and Sherry May to provide 100th anniversary celebration services on an hourly basis, correct? Is there a motion to authorize that?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion?
Am I reading this wrong? Under compensation 2.1.
I think there's a typo or a scrivener's error there.
Kevin, is that and not to exceed? Are we moved?
Kevin Davis, Deputy City Attorney for the Board. It's a scrivener's error. It should be not to exceed, just as a similar terms as the previous contract.
We have, yeah, and
Pass it back.
I got the original there. Or?
No, this is just my.
Got it, Gary.
Oh.
Yes, we signed it already.
Oh, it's good. We'll add that.
Yeah.
So I think the motion was made and seconded, right?
Yes.
Any other discussion or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Adopted. Okay. And Associated Controls and Design Annual Pit Lift Inspection.
So this is just for our annual inspection of the pit lift, just to make sure it's in good working order, and any TLC that needs done, they'll take care of during the inspection, and we'll be good for another year.
This would be approval of the contract for annual pit inspection at a cost of $11,870 with Associated Controls and Design. Or motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion or questions?
Gary, I have one question.
Yeah.
On the attachments, we have a cost of $1,872.75.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the
I was looking at
contract.
the number,
Oh,
not-
it looks like
there's
there's
a
an
typo
extra
there.
dollar. Is there a typo in there? The one?
So it in fact is $1,872.75 is the actual cost. You're right? The error was in the number. So would somebody amend that motion to approve the contract with Associated Controls and Design in the amount of $1,872.75?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to amend the motion. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Adopted.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you. Can you pull that one down there too, and we'll cross off that extra one for now. Publication of information on appointments to the Lerner Theater Governing Board. Oh, that's right. That's right. There was a new law, and as I recall, every board within the city has to include the names of the members and their term. Right. So that's just explaining to us the reason that's happening. Is there a motion to accept that correspondence?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept the correspondence on the change of the law. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Accepted. Anything from the public? Anybody online or anybody present? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you very much.